Hi, my name's Caroline Rhodes, and I'm a physical therapist with over 30 years of clinical experience. I'm also an emotional freedom technique, also known as tapping, trainer, and a matrix reimprinting trainer. I have a wellness clinic in Hong Kong where I've been here for 23 years. It's called the Body Group. And I've been asked by these beautiful people who care about your health and wellness to create a video for you to help you during this really stressful time. Now, this technique is called Emotional Freedom Technique, and it is a combination of acupuncture without needles and saying out whatever it is your fear, stress, or worry is. And so by tapping on these points, we actually start tapping away the stress. And the reason we want to do this is because when we're under stress, that's a fight or flight situation, and we actually cannot think clearly. It also shuts down our immune system. So by doing this tapping, studies have shown that we can reduce cortisol, which is a stress hormone. We can drastically, immediately reduce cortisol levels. And what this does is the blood that we need for our organs, for breathing, digestion, and all of these functions, now the blood goes back to the organs where we need them rather than going into our arms and legs to fight or flight from this situation. The other thing it does is when we're under a stressful situation, the blood that we need in our frontal cortex up here for conscious thought, for making good decisions, for creativity, gets shunted to our hindbrain. When this happens, and we need it in the hindbrain, we're in fight or flight, because that part of the brain makes our reflexes to react really quickly. But what we really need in a time of stress is we want to be thinking clearly. We need to be making good decisions. We've got to look at a lot of different things in our lives because there's going to be some big changes. We've already going through a period of massive change. There may be more to come. And so we want to be adaptable. We want to be able to have great ideas, think of opportunities to come our way. So I encourage you to tap with me on the next section that we've created for you, and just to help you calm down. And the beauty of EFT is that it's not a placebo. Even if you don't believe in it and just tap along, it works. The first step that we're going to do when we do EFT is we're going to tap on what's called the karate chop point. So the karate chop point is on the fleshy side of your hand where your little finger is. So in karate they hit this way. So we're going to stimulate this point first, and so we can tap it or we can massage it. We can do one side or the other. We can even do both. And the importance about the karate chop is when we're tapping on something new, I always like to do this 3 times and with affirmations. The reason for that is the work of Roger Callahan discovered that by tapping on the karate chop point 3 times, we actually make the energy go in the right direction. So EFT is an energy medicine technique. Now, some people are not familiar with energy medicine technique, but since this is acupuncture, this is considered energy medicine because we're manipulating or we're opening up the meridian channels in the body. In allopathic medicine, energy medicine that you might be familiar with is an MRI. An MRI, magnetic resonance imaging, is a machine that when you go into this tunnel, this magnet circulates around the body, and what that magnet does is it pulls positive and negative charges, so now we can see an image. So this is a way of using it for diagnostics. Usually in allopathic medicine, they're not using energy medicine for treatment, but this is an energy medicine technique and it's very effective. So basically we're a battery. So by tapping on this point 3 times with affirmations, we're able to clear any negative beliefs and help us get started and make sure that the battery is in the right direction so the rest of the tapping sequence works. So after we do the karate chop point, the setup statement, we're now going to start tapping on the points. Now these points can be on the left side of the body or right. It doesn't matter if you want to tap on one or the other. And the order actually doesn't matter, but I like to go from top to bottom so I don't forget anything. So they'll be on my face, my body, and my fingers and my wrist. And when we do these points, the reason we tap on these points is that the belief in EFT is that if you have a negative thought or something that's not working for you, by tapping on the points and saying what our problem is, we actually open up the meridian channel to clear it out. So each tap is about 7 taps, and 1 inhalation, 1 exhalation. And in any energy medicine technique, breath work is very important. But if we say our problem and say it out loud, when we speak out loud, we have to breathe. So we're getting that part. And also while we tap out that problem, we get about 7 taps in per point. So next we're going to go ahead and start on all the points. So now we're going to tap on the points. And when we tap on the points, we don't have to say that long statement. We just tap on the negative. And again, you can use both hands, one hand or the other. You can switch around. And again, it doesn't matter what direction, but I'm going to go from top to bottom, and there's 14 points. I do the original long version. I think it's more effective. And the reason for that is there's many different emotions on each point. And so it only just takes another 15 seconds to do the full version. So I'm going to start with the sequence. And the first one's on the top of the head, the inner corner of the eyebrow, side of the eye where the bone is, right under the eye. So if I'm looking straight, if we draw a line straight down from the pupil, under the eye, under the nose, under the lip or the chin point. Now the collarbone point, if we do this, there's a little depression under both collarbone. Instead of looking for that depression, just open your hand, go under the collarbone, you'll get both at the same time. The next point is right under the armpit, on the side of the body, the inside of the wrist, and then each finger point. So if my palm's facing down, my thumb is facing towards me, it's right on the inner corner of that nail bed. So we'll tap on each one of those. And then next we'll do the gamete. So after the 14 points, we're going to do what's called the 9 gamete. The 9 gamete is very interesting, and it looks really strange. EFT already looks strange, but this makes it stranger, but it's very effective. So between your ring finger and your little finger in that web space, we're going to rub on that, or you can just tap on it. And what we're going to do is, when we do this, we're going to close our eyes, open our eyes, look down in one direction, come back, and the other direction, come back. Make a big circle with your eyes, trying to keep your head still. Other direction. And we're going to hum a few seconds. I usually like to just hum Happy Birthday. Everybody knows that song. And then we're going to count to 9 fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We'll hum again. And what this does is, EFT, as I mentioned before, works on the subconscious mind as well, which is very unique. Not many therapies can do that. Most therapies involve working on the conscious mind, so you're just talking about your problem. But as we tap on these points, and then when we do the 9 gamete, we're actually clearing a lot of information in the subconscious that we're not necessarily, well, we're not aware of. So when we are sourcing information, our eyes will always look in the direction of where we store that information. So sometimes we're thinking about something and we might look up, or we might look down, or side to side. This is ways that our brain accesses information. The Looking up tends to be a visual. We're looking at something visual to help us find that information. Side to side tends to be our auditory part. So we're listening for something. And looking down is more of a feeling. So by moving our eyes, we're actually clearing a lot of information. When we hum, it's our creative mind. And when we count, it's the analytical mind. After we've done the gamut, we're going to do the points again, all 14 points, starting back with the top of the head. So we're just going to repeat them again, saying the negative as we tap it out, each one of these. And what we call this recipe is the EFT sandwich. So after we did the karate chop point, we did the points, we did the 9 gamut, we do the points again. That's our EFT sandwich. Now this sequence works for everything, whether it's a fear, a phobia, pain, limitation in range of motion, it's like stiffness, and for any beliefs or anything negative, any negative emotions that you're feeling, this basic recipe will work for everything. I know a lot of you are under a huge amount of stress, anxiety, worry, and fear about this virus. And when we have those feelings, it puts us into what's called fight or flight. And fight or flight is when we are under a severe threat and our body starts changing so that we release stress hormones, cortisol and adrenaline. And this makes the blood, for example, and all the energy gets shunted to our arms and legs so we can run or fight. When we are in rest or digest, which is the opposite, the blood stays in our organs so that we can have good digestion, respiration, all the bodily functions that we need. What's really interesting is that when you're in fight or flight mode, your immune system literally has to shut down because it cannot operate those two at the same time. And your body will always go into fight or flight mode because they think of this, the body will think of this as a much higher priority. Well, when we're under fight or flight mode, we need to have our body calm down so that now our immune system can kick in. Our white blood cells, natural killer cells, T cells, these are really important. So we're going to tap on this illness and all the fear around the illness. So now what we're going to do is tap away all that fear so that we can get our immune system working stronger. We want to be calm and relaxed, okay? Even though I've got this fear, I'm terrified, I'm so worried that I might get sick or somebody I love and care about will get sick, I choose to be calm and relaxed. Even though I'm so worried, terrified, scared, frightened that I or one of my loved ones will get sick, I choose to be calm and relaxed. I've got all this fear around this virus. I'm looking at the numbers on the news. It's terrifying. I now choose to have a very strong immune system. I now choose to be calm and relaxed and allow my immune system to do its job. Fear, anxiety, worried about getting sick. Fear and anxiety, worried that a loved one will get sick. Fear, anxiety, and worry about getting this virus. Fear and worry that someone I care about will get the virus. This fear and worry about getting sick. The numbers look so shocking. I might catch it. Everything I see is spreading this virus everywhere, and I'm so worried I will get it or a loved one will get it. Fear, worry, anxiety, nervousness, fear and worry about getting sick, fear and worried that a loved one will get sick. I'm so scared. I'm so worried that somebody will get it. The numbers look so scary on the news. This fear and worry, nervousness, anxiety around getting this virus. We'll do the gamut, close, open. You're just thinking about it now while you're moving your eyes. Big circle one way, other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Fear, worry, nervousness, and anxiety. I'm feeling that in my chest. All these feelings of worry and fear in my chest about getting the virus. The fear, worry, anxiety in my chest that somebody I love will get the virus. This fear and worry in my chest. All these emotions in my chest about catching this virus. Fear and worry and anxiety, terrified. I can feel it in my chest, all these emotions of catching this virus or somebody I love and care about catching the virus. Fear and worry about getting sick. Fear and worry. It sounds so scary. All this fear, worry, and anxiety. I'm so worried I'll catch this virus. It seems to be spreading everywhere. I'm so worried about the people I love catching this virus. I choose to be calm and relaxed, to know that I have a strong immune system, and I want my immune system to be working right now. I surround myself with a safe, protective bubble of healing, and I choose to allow my immune system to do what it's meant to do and allow myself to stay protected and to always be healing. This is an unprecedented moment in history because we're experiencing a financial global crisis. And no matter where you are in the world, you're going to be feeling it. Most people are. Whether it's their income, loss of job, a cutback in their salary, just their whole career is at stake at this moment. So what I'd like to do is a round of tapping around money worries, financial worries. So we're going to start with the karate choppa point again. And I want you to think about where you're feeling that financial worry, that financial stress. So for me right now, I'm actually feeling it right here in my gut. So I would give this like a number 6. I've done a bit of work on this, so I'm going to give this a number 6. And I'm going to say, now you say what you're feeling and where you're feeling it in your body. I'm feeling this fear of not having enough finances to cover my bills and the future of my income. And I feel it in my gut. It's a number 6. Now we're going to go right back into the tapping points. This number 6 fear in my gut about my finances. I'm worried that I'm not going to make enough money. All my bills are coming in. I've taken a cutback. I've lost my job, or my career is at stake, and that's so worrying. I feel it in my gut. The stress and worry about money and not having enough money to pay for my bills. All the stress and worry in my gut about finances, stress and worry in my gut about finances, all the stress and worry, how am I going to pay my bills? Stress and worry about finances. I've lost my job. I don't have enough hours. I don't have enough work. My career may not recover from this. I feel all the stress and worry in my gut. It's a number 4. Stress and worry in my gut. Stress and worry in my gut. I've already lost so much, and I have a lot of bills to pay. I want you to think about it now. We're going to do the gamut. Close, open, look down one way, come back. Other direction, come back. Big circle in one direction, other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This fear about money worries in my gut. I've taken a big cutback, or I've lost my job. I don't know how I'm going to pay my bills. All this stress and worry. All this stress and worry. All this stress and worry. I don't know how I'm going to pay my bills. If I'm getting unemployment, it's not going to be enough. I'm worried about losing my lifestyle. How am I going to pay my bills? I've got mortgage, rent, food, utilities, school fees. All the stress is in my gut. All the stress and worry in my gut. Finance worries, job and career worries. I now choose to believe that help is on its way. It's coming from multiple directions. Perhaps the government, other institutions. The thing is that everybody in the world is experiencing this. We're not alone. And I trust that everything will be taken care of. And I welcome opportunities, creative ideas, being calm and focused, and knowing that my financial worries will be taken care of. Take a deep breath. So during this time, I know that a lot of you are in isolation, there's quarantine measures, there's places where there's actually what we're calling it a lockdown, where people just cannot leave. And this can create a huge amount of anxiety and stress. We are disconnected, which is really a challenge because we're very social beings. And so when we're taken away from people that we love, maybe they're trapped in another location, another country, we can't reunite, we worry about them. These are some really big fears. And so what we're going to do now is tap on this isolation and all the fears and emotions around that. So starting on the karate chop point, I'm feeling this sense of, and you use the words that you want to use. If it doesn't sound the way, if I say it in a way that you would not say it, please change it. I'm feeling this anxiety, this loneliness, this panic around not being able to leave my home or be with the people that I want to be with. I choose to remain calm and relaxed and use this time wisely while I'm on my own or in my home. Even though I have all this fear, anxiety, panic, this sense of isolation, the loneliness, because I'm not able to leave my home freely, I choose to be calm and relaxed, and I choose to find ways to use my time wisely. I'm feeling so lonely. I am not with people that I want to be with. I'm not able to leave my home. I feel this sense of isolation, and it's scary. I'm feeling lonely. I choose to know that I'm still connected with those people that I love. I can still communicate in ways with all of my friends, my family, my loved ones, and I choose to use this time wisely. I love and accept myself just the way I am. Panic, fear, anxiety, lonely. I'm not able to move around freely. I've never had to do this before. This panic or loneliness, fear, anxiety of being isolated from others. I really miss those other people and I worry about them. I'm feeling this isolation and loneliness. I'm alone. Who will know if I need anything? I'm not sure how I can communicate. All this worry and fear, loneliness and anxiety, not being able to get out and move freely. all this panic and worry and anxiety. And remember, if you've got a strong emotion, if you just want to just tap right here and just breathe thinking about it, this is a really good way to help you move through the emotions safely. This worry and fear, this loneliness, isolation, this worry and fear, loneliness and isolation. I'm in lockdown, I can't even leave. This worry and fear, panic, isolated, lonely. I'm feeling that all in my chest, this loneliness and fear. I don't remember the last time I got to hug someone. I really miss that. Loneliness and fear, isolation. We're going to do the gamut now, thinking about it. Close, open, look down one way, come back. Other direction, come back. Big circle with your eyes one way. Opposite direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Feeling all of that loneliness and isolation in my chest. Fear and worry. I can't see anybody, they can't see me. I'm really missing my activities. They help me feel connected to the world. Going to the gym, going to the supermarket, going to my club, seeing my friends. It feels really lonely. I feel so isolated. How long is this going to last? Feeling lonely and isolated. Worrying about not being in touch with others. What if something happens and I can't reach out to them? It's getting really boring being on my own or being with the same people in my house. There might even be some tension with having to be with the same people in my house. I'm used to getting out and moving around and I feel trapped. Feeling all of that tension in my chest. Not being able to be connected with those that I love and care about. I choose to remain calm and relaxed. I choose to find ways to make use of this time in a way that helps me grow personally. I choose to know I'm still connected with the ones that I love. When I see them, I will be so grateful. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. I'm really looking forward to connecting with all the loved ones in my life. The beauty of EFT is that even if you don't believe in what I've just taught you, it will still work because it's not a placebo. And I would encourage you to drink lots of water. You may feel very tired when you do this because when we clear these negative feelings, our body starts to go into repair mode. So it will shut you down so everything can start to reprogram and your immune system can kick in. So it might be important to take a nap, have a rest, drink lots of water. Just letting the water travel through the body helps to move the energy. Take self-care, and I hope that you find this very useful. You can always go back to it. You might find the charge has decreased, so you can change the emotions. It might be different in the body. The emotion might be gone, may have gone from anxiety to worry. And so this is very normal. It's going to shift very quickly, so quickly in fact you might not even be aware of it. So I encourage you to use these techniques, and please share this with the people you care about so they can feel better too.